Pakistan has a very poor track record of dealing with IMF. Pakistan has failed to perform well on the economic front, and throughout its history, Pakistan has found refuge under those IMF programs. May it be the early years of the nation, may it be the middle years of the nation, or may it be the latest years of the nation. The nation has found respite by getting IMF programs, and it has all happened not because of the ulterior motives of any of the other nation or any of the other groups of nation, but it has been the result of the failed economic policy of the nation itself. When the leaders have failed to deliver, the policies have failed to deliver, and there has been an unstable government all throughout the era. Talk about the democracies, talk about the dictatorships, talk about the different system of governments within Pakistan, because Pakistan opted for parliamentary government, parliamentary democracy in the beginning, but then after a first martial law in Pakistan 1958, the leaders transfers the nation towards a presidential system of democracy. It could not last long. The dictator Ayub Khan brought the constitution of presidential democracy, and when he fell, the system of presidential democracy also fell. So the system was not worth being followed by anyone else in the country. None of the political leaders followed Ayub Khan's presidential democracy, and not even anyone from the military. Because when Ayub Khan left, he didn't leave the system of the government according to the constitution where someone else would have succeeded him, but he made way for another general, chief of the army staff, to proclaim yet another martial law. So when he went away, another chief of the army staff proclaimed martial law over Pakistan. So there was no provision in his presidential democracy for someone else to succeed. And then there have been democracies, then there have been dictatorships. Yes, there have been some respite for the different periods of economies in Pakistan. We can talk about the economic benefit that Pakistan's trade had when there were Korea War, and then there was some improvements uh, in the days of General Musharraf as well. But all in all, the economic system has been entangled in so many international loans that Pakistan in 21st century, or more so in the uh, second decade of the 21st century and now in the third decade of the 21st century, is clutched in the international loans. IMF has come along to rescue Pakistan, but this is where we've been seeing the exploitation of the greater nations who have found an opportunity to exploit a weaker and a poorer nation. And there are troubles in Pakistan. There are difficulties in Pakistan. The things have become very, very difficult for those living in the cities of Pakistan, in the urban areas. Things are slightly better in the rural areas, but things have become very difficult for the middle class in urban areas of Pakistan. The utilities have become very expensive. Inflation is on the rise, and nobody knows where will it stop sometime. If there is the rise of inflation, Well, the people have become accustomed to such rise every day that they suddenly want to see it getting stabilized somewhere, but it does not. There is no end to the difficulties, and the days are becoming very difficult for the middle class, or so to say, the lower middle class. And yes, but there are people who are benefiting this situation. Yes, the people are benefiting in such a situation as well.